Welcome back to the shop. It is a beautiful Saturday morning and we are getting ready to work on project Mazda No Speed because this isn't the turbo model and currently is not driving. So I decided to name it Mazda No Speed. Anyways, we got a ton of work to do on the car. First thing we got to do is go to the junkyard. I got to get some parts to fix these dents. But before we head out, come over here. Let me show you guys really quick what we got to do. All right, come on, let's go. Well, obviously it's got no front end. The car was smacked on this side right here. And if we get close, you can see the damage to this part of the frame. The frame is bent. If we move this piece out of the way, you can see there that it is crumpled. So I already found a donor car where we're gonna cut this piece out. We're gonna weld a new piece in. We got a new radiator support and a new radiator because the top part of the radiator, it broke off essentially. So that's what we're gonna do on this side. Now let's go to the back. This is where the biggest part of the damage is on the car. If you can see, this whole rear quarter panel is caved in, and it's even caved in on the dog leg here and the front over there as well. So we've got quite a bit of dents on this side to take care of, but the main one is this. So I got to get a rear quarter, and I did buy a tool, a frame machine to push that quarter out before we weld the new quarter panel in. So let's go to the junkyard and get the parts we need, and then we'll come back to the shop and get to work. It's a beautiful day and we are here at the lovely car cemetery. If you look, I'm surrounded dead cars, where cars come to die and dreams and hopes come to fruition. I don't know, sounded good. Anyways, here at the junkyard, I'm trying to get this quarter panel off for Mazda No Speed, and progress is pretty slow going, but I have chopped the big line up here, and I did some cutting over here and some more cutting in here, and now I'm trying to separate the quarter panel from the car. This is a lot bigger job than I had anticipated, and if I could just buy a nice quarter panel I would, but we're trying to do this on a budget. So if this car has a nice quarter panel, I want it, it's coming with me. So let's go. Okay, this was an actual real pain in the butt. This area right here kicked my ass. There's just so many points where it welds. Don't worry, on the Mazda we're not touching any of this. All I need is this front skin, but I can't use a grinder here at the junkyard. So to get all these spot welds, I mean, drilling them would just be a total nightmare. So when we get to the shop, I will show you guys how I'm gonna separate this piece from the back frame here, and then we'll get to work on the Mazda getting that skin off, and we'll weld this piece in place. If you guys have been following me for a while, then you remember the first flip series was this Suzuki Reno, and I just found it at the junkyard. And look what the guy has done to it. It's got mud flaps on it, got a little spoiler on the deck. Basically, he riced it out. I mean, it doesn't look, it's still a good looking car, but that's funny that I see it here at the junkyard. And the guy actually works here. He gave me a discount on the quarter panel. So, major score. We are now back from the junkyard. We got that front piece that I needed. Here it is. Kind of a pain to get this piece out, but it was definitely worth it. We definitely need that. So we're gonna get cracking on this one today. And then we got the biggest piece that we needed, which was the rear quarter. And this one is mighty nice. There was quite a bit of cutting involved to get it off. You can see there I had to cut tons of stuff, but that's no worry because the only piece that we really need is the outer skin. This inner piece we don't really need. This part is going to come off this channel here, but I am going to keep this back piece here because the one on the Mazda is destroyed. Got to remove this broken fuse box, and I figured it's already broken, so might as well just break it the rest of the way out of the car. The one I took off at the junkyard was really hard to get off, but I think it's loose now. There we go. Okay, it's just slides up and out. Oh goodness. All right. All right, we got that out of the way. Now let's just go ahead and vacuum up here and get this a little bit cleaner. All right, so I think plan of attack for now is get this seam sealer out of the way so we can see all of the spot welds, and then I will just go ahead and start drilling them out and see how far we can get. By doing that, whatever we can't get out, we'll just cut it. All right, you can see there, it's pretty clean. Got most of this seam sealer out, but if memory serves me right, at the junkyard, I don't think this seam sealer really mattered. What really mattered was at the bottom. So I'm gonna go grab Hugh Jackman Jr., jack this side up, get the tire out of the way, and then we'll work underneath and get that seam sealer out and start drilling some of these spot welds. All right, I got 3 spot welds, actually 4 spot welds drilled out. I'm gonna work on a couple more down here. See if you guys can see that. Here we go. I think I got one right here. Woo! Accidentally went all the way through, but not supposed to do that. Oh well. What are you gonna do? And let's see. Try to break that apart. There we go. We got that one popped out. And we'll just continue down the line here. Okay, we got these spot welds on the bottom here and I accidentally went through on one of them. So if you are doing this at home, just be careful. If you're drilling these out, you don't want to go too deep. And then on this one, I did countersink it as well as on this one here. But the panel behind, this panel doesn't matter. This is the one I'm trying to save here, this piece, because this is what we're going to weld to. And then whatever's behind this, which is the actual frame rail itself, is what we're going to weld to. So we're almost there. We've got a couple more spot welds to drill out, and then this piece will be free. And we'll start measuring up the other one. Stupid. All right, I'm just gonna cut this last little piece off. Woohoo! I look absolutely ridiculous, but it was worth it. We got the piece off. I'd still got to do a little finessing here because this is not how the other piece is gonna fit on, but at least we got this off. Look at this mangled, crooked mess. Now we can put this beautiful little piece in place and everything will be nice and straight. Test fitted the new piece and it is looking mighty fine, nice and straight. And I'm almost tempted to get the fender just to see if everything lines up, but I still got to trim this area here. You can see, I don't know, trying to figure out where I want to cut and then finally actually weld it on. So we still got a little bit of work to do, but you can see it's nice and straight. This area is not crumpled. Everything lines up really well. And now we just got to do the process that I don't really like, which is cleaning up everything so we can start welding. But this is going a lot better than I anticipated. For my first time, I don't think I'm doing too bad. It is now the following day. We got this front radiator support done last night. So now we are going to jump to the back and start working on the rear quarter panel. And first we got to do is clear out everything in the trunk and make sure that we can get to all the spot welds that we need to get to. I'm also going to lift the rear end up and take the wheel off. But first I got to put power to the car so we can actually open the trunk. So let's go. All right, we're just going to lay this in here. Probably shouldn't do it this way, but all right, we got power to the car. It's not burning to the ground. Let's open the trunk real quick. All right. Okay. So we got a bunch of crap in here, and I'm gonna probably want to remove the trunk. Let's get these out of the way. Get this wheel out, and this is gonna be our office for today. Let's get it cleaned out. Whoa. That almost fell on my head and then on the back window. That would have been really bad. We need to detach the rear harness, and it's just a couple of clips here. There's 1, 2, and I think that should be good enough. Got one plastic clip. It's free. Now we can take the trunk out. I'm removing this wheel well, and it's absolutely disgusting under here. Oh my God. All right, well, after that 20-year-old dirt snack, we've got the wheel liner out of the way, and now we can get a clearer picture of all of our damage back here. And there is quite a bit of it. Of course. Forgot one of those hidden screws, and I got screwed. Let's try this again. Success. Another piece off of the car. All right, so I'm now set up with the porta jack. It's got plenty of attachment to use. I'm using the rubber head attachment right now, and then I switched out the bottom to accept that foot. And then once we start doing the harder stuff, we're going to want to place that big block of wood back here so we don't damage this side of the trunk well. And I'm going to set you guys up so you can see the progress. Okay, here we go. And remember, when doing this, just wear some safety glasses. Take your time. Don't go too fast. See, it's going to slide and move around on you when there's a lot of pressure, so you want to be a little careful. And let the metal expand. Work on this lower part right here. You can see it coming out there. There it goes. All right. Let's relieve the pressure. Cool. And I'm just going to keep working on this, create me some space so I can start cutting out some of those spot welds. Now we start the very fun task of drilling out 1,000,000 spot welds. All right. And I'm just going to continue doing that for about an hour or so. So I'm just going along this line here. This is what's basically going to separate the wheel well from the car. And then I'm going to cut it. Obviously, I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to drill these spot welds all the way down. And I'm probably going to cut a little bit before the piece that we have, so our piece can overlap that. And then we'll have, you know, room to be able to cut it to exact fit. But I don't want to bore you guys with just me drilling and, you know, doing this whole tedious task of finding the spot welds I want to drill. So I'm going to get to work, and when I come back, I'll show you guys what progress we have. It is the following day, and I have already been hard at work drilling a lot of spot welds out, which has been a lot of fun. And I got just a couple more spot welds and we can get this panel off. So let's get to drilling. And I forgot to put my gloves on. That should free up our panel here. Give it a couple love taps, and essentially should, there we go. It's glued in at the bottom here. This glue is ridiculous. Actually, there's, oh, these are spot welds here. They go all the way through, so let me get those out. After a little bit finagling, this stupid piece is finally off. Nice. Okay, now that we removed that piece, I've actually found a little bit of a problem here. This is not good. I need this piece to be as straight as possible. I do have on the piece that I cut out some of this, but this is not good. So I'm gonna try and figure out a solution to that really quick, and we'll see how we're gonna fix this issue, because that's not good. All right, so I got the piece from the junkyard over here kind of to give me an eye on where I need to be cutting and what I need to do. So if you can see, I did start hammering this and pushing it out, but I realized that this and this doesn't really matter. This is all one piece, and the one from the junkyard has it already. So I'm gonna have to graft that area somehow in here. And once I get this off, I can straighten this piece out and stuff and make it look pretty, whatever. But that's good news. This piece is obviously staying on the car. Some of this is gonna stay on, but we're gonna be cutting that. And then I'm just gonna go down the line here and drill out these spot welds for the time being and try and get this whole entire piece off. And then once I get it off and I put this one up to the car, we'll be able to understand better where we need to cut and weld and what we need to add back on. So yeah, a little bit premature, got ahead of myself. I'm not too worried now. I think we got this under control. So let's get back to work. After further drilling and hammering, this piece is finally starting to free itself. And that is good because now I can start cutting it out and we can really start fitting our new piece in and seeing how it's all gonna fit up. But my 2 drills batteries have died and I am pretty tired. So I am gonna call it a day, and this is where the video is going to end. And there you have it. We got a lot of work done on Project Mazda No Speed, a quite fast and laborious start to this project. We still have a ton more work to do, but we're getting there slowly, and I'm very happy with the progress that we made in this video. And I hope you guys will tune in for more videos on the Mazda. I've ordered some more parts for the Mercedes, so we're gonna be working on that more. If you like today's video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, please. It helps me out so much and it helps my channel grow. And I will catch all of you guys in the next video. Peace.